Now let's continue. I just want to show you, we want to build as many feed as possible and also establish as many relationships as possible on this our custom object that we're trying to build. And it's going to be a kind of what you can actually showcase on your resume for your employer at the end of the day. We are building this from the scratch, so we have to pay attention at this time. Now, I want to be giving it its own field. There are, just because I'm building it for the first time, there are standard feed already on it. You see, I already picked track feed history, track activities that I picked when I was creating this custom object that time. They are all here. Now, what I want to do is that I want to create the first field. That first field is going to be project name. What is the name of this particular project? If they are creating any project within your company, there must be name for that project. It might be big deal project. It might be any project, or project 1 or project 2 or project 3. Let us start giving our custom object different feed now. As it is, if I go to the front end now, I show you the project. Refresh. At the front end now, the way it's going to it's going to be available at the front end, but it will be empty. It won't have anything. It won't even make any sense. Yeah, you see now, projects. Can you see? It's just there. It has nothing. If project name, nothing. New. So let's say I want to create new project. Now you can see how the only thing that I have it is a project name, because it's a required field. There must be a name for the project. That's all. Any other thing we don't have. Then it's still very at the owner, somebody that is creating the project, because I'm the only one on this platform as there. Those are the two things that you have there. You need your project to have more than that. Now, since we already have the project name as the first thing to come up here, then we're going to create feed our relationship. The date we are starting this project need to be created. We already have this project owner. These are required field. It's a kind of a standard field. It's automatic that anytime you create a new object, it's going to prop up that at least, or any object that you create for the first time is going to have the name. So it's being created, and the owner who is creating it is just been there. And then the created by is a lookup relationship to look up to users. Last modified by is also lookup to users. You can't create master detail relationship between object and user. It's not allowed. You can always create a relationship called lookup between any objects and their users. We're going to still create more anyway. Now, the first field, when you want to create feed, you go to the feed and relationship. Let us create feed now. The first one we're going to create is going to be what? Start date. If you are doing a project for the first time, if you are doing any project, there must be a date they are starting that project. That's part of and it's a must. It's required. It's required. You must require the date that project is started must always be there, because you don't want to have a project that end user will say within your platform and they don't state the day you are starting that project. Even there is anything that we are doing on our own, we always have a date that anything that is significant or important to us, we always have it in our diary that, okay, I started this so thing at so date. So imagine organization for accountability for their reports, they will always want to create what we refer to as well start date. So the first feed I'm going to create now is going to be start date. How do I get it? What type of data type? What is the data type for start date? The data type for date is date. Is date. So because I want it to give me, look at it, allow users to enter a date or pick a date from the pop-up calendar. That's what it means. Then I'll name it start date. Start dates. Then I want to make it required. That means when I make it required, no any end users will be able to save this record without adding the start date. If the end users omitted it, the system will yell at the end user that you need to provide a value here. Then definitely that is where they can save. If they don't provide it, what make it happen is just because I make it required when I was creating this field. I'm creating a field. Start date is a field within our, inside our custom project object that we're building for the first time. I think it makes sense at that point. Then we can now say next, I want it to be feasible. You can imagine now, if I don't want to make it, because any required field is always feasible to end users. If it is not required, it won't be feasible. It won't be feasible. It's optional. You can make it feasible. You can make it invisible. You can hide it from your different profile. These are different profiles now, but all the profile can see it. But at the end of the day, it's just visible to them because it's required. It will always be read only to those end users. I mean, those ones that they are not the one that hold the projects or that particular record. It will just be read only to them. Despite they can see, but they can't do anything to it. Let's now go. Then if I click save, that means I'm done. I'm not done. We are doing so many, we are adding so many feeds tonight. Then let me click save new. That means I want to add another more field to it. Now I want to create another one called end date. End date. You know, if you in any organization where they are adding any project, they will always have an end date at heart or in mind. Then I won't make it required because it must be flexible anyway. Because you might say you want to finish this project 10th of February, and it might get more protracted. It might be protracted at the end of the day. You might finish it later than that day that you actually estimated in the beginning. At the beginning of the project, then you say it's also the data type is date. Take note of that. Date is the data type for date is date. Then let's now say we name this one end date. Yeah, we make it end date. That means the dates the project is going to end. We'll see what is going to happen now here. Since I don't make it required, you can see now, I have option to say, I want this particular person to see, I don't want this person to see and all those stuff. But ordinarily, I want it to be visible, nothing hidden in it. But if I want to hide it for any reason, or based on the requirement of the stakeholder, I can hide it. I will just deselect it. If I want to hide this now from Analytic Cloud security users, then I deselect. This Analytic Cloud security user, anyone being assigned to this profile, we might see the other field, but it won't see that end date field on the custom object called project. That's what I'm trying to say, but it's not necessary. Let's move to the next one. Let me click save and new. After I've done that, then I want a situation whereby my project will have a project manager. Out of the users in my hub, please take note, we are going somewhere now. We know we are building feed and relationships. Good. There are options for lookup relationship. and master detail relationship here, right? And I've been saying it that lookup relationship is a loose relationship in this and that. It does not control this thing, the security of the child's object. But master detail relationship is a tight one of relationship. It's very tight. The parent control the child's security. If you delete the parent record, the child's record will be deleted. We know all that before, and I believe we know that. Now, you don't build master detail relationship between users and any object. You only build lookup relationship between objects, standard object, custom object, and the users. So if I want to build a relationship, I want a project manager. I want a project manager's name to be available. So among the end users I have on my platform, one of them will serve as a project manager for this particular project. Anytime I want to do that, then I will just say lookup relationship. What does lookup relationship say? Let me just read it again. Create a relationship that link the object to another object. The relationship feed allows users to click on a lookup icon to select a value from a pop-up list. The other object is the source of the value in the list. Now, that's what I'm trying to do. I want a situation when my end users are creating this particular profile, where they are entering project objects, where they are giving in different data. I want a situation whereby there is going to be project manager among our end users within the company. Whoever is serving as a project manager, I want all the name of the user within the org to prop up. Then, who is going to be the end users for the project? My end user will pick it among those users. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to create lookup relationship for that for the first time. Take note. Later on, I will also create master detail relationship. Then I say next. Then related to who? Related to users. I will pick users now. That means I'm establishing a relationship between my project object and the user. You can see now, I pick user. Who are the users? People that log in with their user's name and password to do one or two things on Salesforce platform, or to carry out their operations, or to carry out their responsibility on the Salesforce platform are the user. Now there are users on my org. I want a situation whoever is a project manager for this should be picked up among them. That's what it simply means. Let me go to the next. I will now say the label I'm going to give it, I'm not going to give it user. I'm going to give it project manager. Project manager. Then that means definitely that is the feed that is going to be available on our custom object we are building, project manager. Out of all the users within my org, my end user will be able to pick up whoever is being designated to be a project manager for this particular project or something. Good. Now let's continue. I will say next. Then it should be feasible. Next. Then project layout. I click let me save. I want to go and show you what will be happening now. What we are adding now, all these feed we are giving, you will see it will be available at the front end. Let me save. We are coming back. We still have so many feeds to add. We still have so many feeds to add. You can see now, these are feeds that we've added: project name, project manager, start date, owner, and all those. Then I will have to go back to the front end. I've saved it. Let me go to the front end. After we've given it start date, we've given in project name, given in project manager, then we still need more. Let's say estimated hour. That means the hours that are going to be spent on the project, that estimated hours. So let me add that. So just say estimated. Now, if you want to talk what type of data you want it to return. This time you can, it's not the time that we say 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Ordinarily, if you are doing anything, it's automatic on the Salesforce platform. Whatever you do, there will be timing, working on it, and all those things. It's going to be number. In terms of hours, it's going to be number. 200 hours, 400 hours, you know, that's going to be. But not the time per se, it means the number of hours that is going to take to complete the project. Then I would say estimated hour. Then if I like, let me make it plural because it can't be 1 hour anyway. Then how many, what length? You know, can it be up to 1 million in terms of hours, or 5 in terms of hours? Then what they have here, let me just pick 7 anyway, and say decimal place. If they write it, it can be, we can have, it can be up to like 200, let's say 150 hours, 30 minutes. So I need to give it 2 decimal. You get what I'm trying to do now? If a project is going to cost us 150 hours, I can save 150 hours to 30 minutes, whatever might be the extra minute on it. There must be option for them to write it so that it won't be round figure. That's why I want it to have decimal places. That would be like 2. If I would make it required, I can come to do it later. Anyway, let me just say next. Then next. Then let me save new. Now, we need to add more. We need to add more. Let's say when we have estimated hours to be, if we have an estimated hours, and at the end of the day, we're not having enough hours to carry on what we want to carry on, or we spend lesser hours, how do you measure the efficiency? I want a situation whereby I will also have another field called actual hours. So by the time you minus the actual hour from the estimated hours, you will now know the saved time, or if lost time, you will know, because answer will be minus. If they spend more than required time, you estimated that they should spend 200 hours. They spend on the project, they spend like 250 hours. That means it's going to be negative if we do something. And as a way, I want to, if the hours is less than so, then I want it to show fire or something like fire emoji. We get there. Let me just first of all do something that will give us actual hours field, so that we now that will introduce us to formula. That will introduce us to a formula. Then let me pick a number. It's gonna be number. Then click next. I will say actual hour. Actual hours. Then let me make it 7. Can be up to 7. Then 2 decimal places is gonna be 2. Another field that we need, estimated cost. What our project is going to cost us. There must be an estimated cost on our project. That okay, this project is going to cost $1 million. It's going to cost $500,000. It's going to cost whatever it's going to cost. We need to reflect it we need a feed that is going to help us to reflect that. Now, if I want to talk about, I want to create a field that will give us estimated cost of a project. What is the data type? What is the data type? It's currency, because it has to do with money. We are talking about 200,000, Then we're going to pick currency. The other one that has to do with number, I pick number. The other one that has to do with date, I pick date. But this time around, I'm going to pick currency. So when I pick currency, I click next. We need to add, what is the name I will call this one? Estimated cost. Estimated cost. Estimated cost. Then I will say, how many digits can it be? Let me pick 16. No matter how the amount of money can be huge now. So let me put 2 here. Decimal, it can have 1,090 cents or anything. That's how they write the accounts or anything that has to do with money. Then estimated cost must be there. Then I click next. I click next. I click save new. Let me click save new. Let me click save new.
Right, that's a wrap up for today's video. I hope you have picked up some valuable insights and actionable tips in Salesforce ecosystem. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumb up. If you found it helpful, I'm Asikola Oshirikan and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.